What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of Sharp Shorts. Let's get right to it. Well, another TradCon wife has been exposed for being a TradCon artist, and this time it is the super annoying Amy Dangerfield. Now, admittedly, I don't know much about Dangerfield. I still don't. I've seen her on Fresh and Fit maybe once or twice. I've come across her videos here and there on Instagram, YouTube, maybe even TikTok a time or two. But other than the fact that she appeared to be a traditional conservative, that's really all I know about her. Well, it turns out that a former friend of hers, Laguna, has outed her for lying about her ex, as well as the way she targeted her husband, Daniel, who, by the way, she still hasn't taken his last name. So you already know what that means. But since Laguna put Amy's personal business out there, everyone else is piling on. Rumor has it that she, Amy, has been smashed by a bunch of YouTubers and influencers in this corner of the internet, which includes Sneeko, John Zerka, and a number of other dudes out there. Now, some random 304 and the 305 getting passed around by influencers and YouTubers, that's nothing new. That's been happening forever. But the fact that this woman has touted herself as a traditionally conservative wife who then chastises women for sleeping around, that's what makes this really, really bad. It's one thing to be a proud 304, like an Amber Rose, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, Glorilla, whoever. But at least these girls are honest about their promiscuous proclivities. Megan Thee Stallion touts the city girl lifestyle and hot girl summer. At least you know what time it is. But when women who purport themselves as these pillars of morality, virtue, who adhere to traditional values, when they get exposed, what that does is that further proves what we have been consistently teaching you guys for years, which is to not to commit to women who are on this side of the camera. Gentlemen, never, and I mean ever, commit to female influencers or girls who aspire to be influencers. And the reason we teach this is because female influencers are always around male influencers. Girls suck at YouTube, guys. They suck as influencers. That's why they want to be around male influencers, so that they can get clout, followers, etc., etc. And the male influencers these girls are always around are never irrelevant. Girls are not going to collaborate with some random dude in some random city with 452 subs trying to get his channel off the ground. No, TradCon or not, these girls are modern women. And modern women simply are not interested in helping any man build his brand. They only gravitate towards male influencers who are already established. Sam Frank, she was an absolute nobody before she got with Neon, and now we all know who she is. She didn't get with Neon because she just loved his charming personality. She got with him because he's freaking Neon. She didn't go after some random gamer. She went after one of the gamers because she knew that it would very quickly and very drastically increase her popularity and social media reach. Melina was also an abject nobody before she got with Destiny. All anyone knew about her was that she had very yellow teeth and was in a relationship with some weird fanboy who Destiny eventually stole her from. Melina didn't get with Destiny because she thought his blue hair was so hot. No! She got with him because he had a huge fan base and a huge following. And now, like Sam Frank, we all know who she is. Well, Amy Dangerfield did the same thing, albeit to a lesser degree, but she did the same thing. She was an annoying nobody until somehow she managed to weasel her way into the valuetainment ecosystem. And now she's an annoying somebody because she's managed to trick one of Patrick Bet-David's one of his best editors into putting a ring on it. And now here we are, talking about her cheating escapades despite being married. So let's go ahead and jump into the tweets, videos, pictures, and screenshots that have exposed this so-called TradCon wife as a typical 304. So first of all, let's go ahead and establish that this isn't a joke or a hoax, okay? Or the fact that she cheated, wasn't true in the first place. Because, guys, as we take a look, there's always going to be people who try to act like they don't believe anything they see or hear because they're just so much smarter than everyone else, right? So let's take a look at these screenshots here. So the first time I was made aware of this was yesterday on my relationship advice call-in stream, and it's a tweet by Xena, who is an absolute psychotic chick who used to work for Fresh and Fit. And it reads, quote, "Women like Amy who virtue signal and lie to their own husbands about their body counts and encounters are why people assume all women lie. When I say I've effed 17 people, both men and women, y'all try and multiply it. I have my fun, but selectively, and I'm not ashamed of it. If you feel shame or embarrassment from having sex, you should probably not be doing it in the first place. There are several other women, she continues, who are currently in relationships / marriages right now that me and Sneeko effed together while he was a, quote, devout Muslim, and I could blast everyone with receipts. Don't effing test me. And then in parenthesis, she says, no, I don't have freaking revenge P on anyone, BTW, GTFO, blah, 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 blah. Right? So whatever happened between Amy and Xena clearly prompted Xena to put her business out there, which isn't surprising because it appears that Amy and Xena are, well, let's say close friends. Now, how do I know this? Well, there is a video of Xena and Amy making out. And I'm not talking about just a little peck on the lips. No, 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 no. I am talking full on tongue down the throat, spit swapping, face sucking. Literally porno tongue. But before I play that and react to it, let me quickly remind you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to support the channel and continue getting this educational yet entertaining information. Hitting those buttons will ensure that you get notified when I either go live or drop a video like this one. So give your boy a thumbs up, a sub, and make sure you enable notifications so that you are informed anytime I drop a video. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this video. Okay, so I'm not going to let this video play any further because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But as you can see, Amy and Xena clearly and obviously have some sort of sexual connection or relationship with one another. By the way, there are 3 quick things to take note of here in terms of this makeout video. Number 1, this is a telltale sign of a high body count. Yes, it is true that most modern women have fooled around with other women to some degree. Maybe they made out with a girl once. Maybe they made out with a girl once in high school. Maybe they fooled around for a few minutes. Maybe they scissored with a friend in college after doing tequila shots, whatever. Most girls have done this, but this is different. Xena's told everyone that her and Sneeko had a threesome with her and Amy, and that is what I'm referring to. Guys, any woman who has had full-on consistent sexual trysts like this with other women has most definitely been pounded out by penises into the hundreds. Number 2, the second thing I want to point out is that it proves law number 44 of the 49 laws of Sharp. Take a look. I'm sorry, law number 4. Yeah, 42 of the 49 laws of Sharp. I get it mixed up. Take a look. 42. Most women have had sex with more women than most men. Believe it or not, women are naturally attracted to each other. They're not the only ones who see how beautiful they are, how great they smell, and the way they move. Combine this with the fact that women have sex with so many guys that eventually they get bored and start looking for an exciting new sexual adventure. Having done everything with just about every guy, they often switch hit. Some do it on the low, and some are open about it. Those who are open about it know that their sexuality will never be called into question the way a man's sexuality would if it were discovered that he has had a sexual experience with another man. Carlton from the Netflix reality dating show Love is Blind is a good example of a man being forever and rightfully branded as a after the revelation of his commingling with persons of the same sex. And due to the sexual shackles that have been placed upon man in the modern day, see Law 18, Objective 2, women are able to pursue other women sexually without restraint. On the basis that the average male has had sex with 7 women in his lifetime, it's safe to assume that the average woman has had more than 7 sexual encounters with other women. Now, men who vehemently deny this theory need to check their egos at the door and understand that this is one of the dark realities of today's sexual marketplace and that it is not an affront on his own masculinity. Guys, I guarantee you that here in 2026 that most men have never even made out with women as attractive as either Xena or Amy. Yet these two get so much action with other girls. One such encounter was actually caught on video, as you just saw. Let's move to the next tweet from Xena, shall we? It says, quote, me and Sneeko effed hurrah. Xena, a renowned liar, but Sneeko keeps getting outed for lying, and the most, quote, conservative women are secretly bleeps. At least I'm upfront about WTF I do to hate me, blah, blah, blah. They hate me because I keep it real. And as you guys can see, she put the receipts under the tweet. So let's take a look at the first text. So it looks like Xena is the one in blue, obviously. Amy's the one in black. Amy says, stream worthy, haha, sounds good. I'll text him back now. Xena responds, yeah, thanks. Amy hearts it. Then Xena says, don't tell him you effed Sneeko or Myron. Amy responds with, I'm never going to tell anyone in my entire life. Xena responds with, good. So right there, Xena sets Amy up by getting her to indirectly admit that she got smashed by both Sneeko and Myron. Now, of course, Amy vowed to take that secret to the grave, but let's take another quick detour so I can point out another quick couple of points here. One, look at the number of messages. Let's just go back here. Look at the number of messages that Xena has coming in or has not read. Over 1,000. Gentlemen, that is a bona fide hotel, and I'm not talking about Holiday Inn. Any girl who has even double-digit messages on iMessages is 1,654% a 304. So here's a teaching moment. If any girl you're dealing with sends you a screenshot, make sure you take note. Make sure you take note of that number in the upper left-hand corner. Make sure you take note of that. That very quickly and accurately tells you that she what? Absolutely. Second, I have said for years that if you suspect your girl of cheating and you happen to get lucky enough to access your girl's unlocked phone, don't look for the messages with other guys. Okay, modern women are way too smart not to delete those messages. No, instead, look at the messages between her and her female friends. That is where all of the bodies are buried. Because I guarantee you that Amy has deleted any and all text message threads that she ever had with Sneeko, Myron, Zerka, or any other dude that she's been bent over by. But you can bet your ass that any other direct or indirect confessions of her infidelity will be found in the threads where she's texting with other women. That's just some quick game for you guys there. All right, let's go to the next text message here. So let's see. All right, so Xena says, Sneeko just said you are bi. Amy responds with, on the stream, well, that's not smart to say. How would he know? Xena responds with, he said not to let you drink too much. Amy responds with the faceplant emoji and WTS. Xena responds with, well, because you effed me. Ha ha ha, he thinks you're bi because of that. Amy freaks out and says, he admitted I effed you on the stream? Wait, I'm confused. Of course, then Xena says, no, and then, of course, she explains it from there. So there is another indirect confession when she said, he admitted I bleeped you on the screen, right? Or on the stream. So that's your smoking gun right there, guys. Okay, so anyone who wants to say, this isn't true, you're wrong, blah, 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 here are the receipts. Now, remember when I mentioned John Zerka earlier? Let's take a look at this tweet and at the accompanying video. So the tweet reads, oh boy, this is bad. It says, not long after giving Zerka head, oh boy, Amy Dangerfield slept with Sneeko. This exclusive breaking report has been admitted by Sneeko himself. This would make Sneeko and Zerka Eskimo brothers. Dangerfield has still not taken her husband's surname. Now, we don't have video evidence of her performing fellatio on Zerka, but if we take a look at this video, it shows that something definitely happened on the balcony. Take a look here.
Are you looking for a Muslim wife?
Just take a look.
Like, hopefully,
now just watch.
Give up all of her aspirations. Like,
watch what Zerka does. Like, watch.
Kids and stuff like that.
Right there, he is zipping up his pants.
Just kids.
That's boom. Fine. Now look, you see Amy? She's fixing her hair. Watch. Look at her fixing her hair. Look. Yep. Let me make sure all of the hair. Let me make sure all my hair is back in place. And then of course, Zerka is sitting here with a look on his face like the cat that ate the canary. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I know what happened on the balcony because clearly I was not on that balcony. But I think that anyone with common sense can actually deduce what happened based on this video and the context. Now let's talk about who Amy is and is as a person. And this first tweet, which was put out by Need More Amalek reads, in this clip, Beardson Beardley, I guess, talks with Lauren de Laguna, who says Amy Dangerfield went from finance bro to MLM and allegedly an FBI list, met her while jumping ship at whatever. Then their first beef started after Lauren claimed that she saw Sneeko hit Xena and called Amy a liar. So let's take a look at the accompanying video. Here we go.
And then she was like part of like the whole red pilled crowd there for a little bit with like the fresh and thing.
Yeah, you skipped a step. She tried to be a finance bro.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Into the MLM Forex scheme.
Oh, really?
Reading scheme, and she was an MLM, and she had like this whole like
Wow, she's a grifter.
a product that teaches you how to sell a product thing. And she's like, I heard she's part of an FBI list because of that. Like and they could prosecute her at any time for like the scam.
Damn.
And so that got shut down. So when that got shut down, she needed to jump ship. So that's where I met her. So I met her when she was jumping ship, and that's why she was at the Whatever podcast studio where I was.
Dude, she is putting all her Pixie.
Okay, so that's where you guys.
Thank God. Dude, all these, dude, Destiny and Pixie, dude, all these people are degenerates. Oh, yeah.
Met for the first time.
Pixie. Yeah.
On Twitter because I had just come out of Fresh and Fit and I watched Sneeko smack the shit out of Xena. So when Xena posted on Twitter about like how hot she was, I was like, yeah, we should get you a real man unlike Sneeko. No offense if you like Sneeko, I'm sorry.
I don't hate Sneeko, so.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, we should get you a real man unlike Sneeko. You shouldn't get kept around like that. And she told Amy to jump into the Twitter beef, and Amy started defending her like, you weren't even there. What the f- are you talking about? You were even there, Amy. You were not there. I was there.
Yeah.
Not there.
This is her friend, guys. This is her friend, former friend.
Amy started just like making up lies that I
Dude, just putting all her stuff out there.
like. Amy, you were not there. I watched Sneeko hit Xena. I did at the Fresh and Fit studio. I did. I will say that with my full chest, as I've said, since I left the Fresh and Fit studio.
Wow. So you like just like straight up the punch or a slap? Or was it like a punch, a slap? Like what was it?
She was annoying him because it was the episode Nick Fuentes was on. So I had pointed out Sneeko was like, I only virgins, yada yada, virgins are the way. And I'm like, you're dating Xena and she's a whore. And we know that. And so she got pissed.
Xena has an OF, I think.
I outed Sneeko, her man, for dating a whore, her. So she was trying, after the show, she was embarrassed. So she was trying to apologize to Sneeko. Sneeko was upset. So he walks out onto the deck. Xena follows him. Sneeko's trying to get away from her. So he walks into the studio. She follows him. He turns around as she's trying to walk into the studio and like with his full arm wipes her and pushes her against the railing, like the sliding glass door. So she hears like her whole body just like lifted off the ground and just smacked like against the wall. And I was like, that's violent. That was violent. People are like, oh, well, he didn't hit her across he didn't punch her. What the do you call that? Like, are you kidding? Because he didn't punch her in the face. That's not hitting her. That's hitting her.
You know.
It was.
Yeah, I would never treat a woman like that. That's crazy.
Okay, so the next tweet and video clip I want to show you is Lauren de Laguna talking about how Amy falsely accused her ex of domestic violence so that she could get her green card. So the tweet says, in this clip, Beardley, interesting name, gets more insane tea from Jewish lawyer and former Amy Dangerfield friend Lauren de Laguna, who claims Amy Dangerfield lied about DV for a green card case and targeted Amy's husband because he wanted marriage fast. Ay. Let's take a look at that clip. Jesus.
Accused him of domestic violence. And the reason she accused him of domestic violence is because in order to get your green card in America, you have to like get married and stay married.
You gotta stay married for a certain
amount
amount
of time.
of time.
Get married and get divorced.
Yeah.
You have to either stay married, but you don't have to do that stayed married requirement if you're currently like in an abusive.
Hear that, Myron?
So she lied to the U.S. government saying that he was abusive.
Or she did.
To try to get a green card here, but it doesn't matter because she didn't properly.
Look at this guy's shock. Look at this guy's shock at these revelations. This guy clearly does not know how modern women operate. Oh my God, I can't believe a woman lied.
Pay her taxes while she was in America. So she didn't pay her taxes, which is going to over. She's a
look at him. He's like, oh my God.
Plus, she has an eviction on her record. So the likelihood, based off these things,
chick is a loser.
I can tell you that the likelihood of her getting a U.S. citizenship is very low. So she's scamming Daniel for basically no reason, and Daniel has no idea. And like times, but he doesn't believe me.
See that?
Do you think that she'll
see that? She's told Daniel, Amy's husband, 1,000,000 times, this chick is trying to scam you. He doesn't believe me. And the reason for that is I guarantee you that Amy, I guarantee you, Amy is the most attractive woman he has ever been with. Guaranteed.
Here, what have I lied about, Daniel? Tell me what I lied about. Sorry.
Do you think that she's only getting with Daniel in order to try to like get a green card of some kind?
Yes.
Relationship? Do you think that was part of it?
He had other guys interested in her. So maybe they weren't like going to settle down, and she like knew he was going to settle down because he was waiting for marriage to have sex again, and then he was like really like weirdly emotional about that.
Or maybe these other guys who were interested figured out who she really was, and she knew Daniel was clueless, and that's why she latched onto him.
So maybe she like knew for a fact like he wanted to get married soon.
Mm-hmm. And didn't know.
And, like whereas other guys, you have to like finesse them and date them and like try to convince them to marry you, you know?
Do you guys hear this? This woman is giving away the playbook. You have to marry them or finesse them. If you are genuinely a quality woman, you don't have to finesse anybody. Just be your normal feminine self. Only 304s have to finesse men into marrying them because they're putting on a mask. That's exactly what this lawyer just explained to us.
It's like way harder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like he seems like easy prey. You know what I mean?
He was.
Yeah, but she said that she was into him like when we were friends, and
Stop the cat.
That's Cap.
he was not into her. And then she was like,
That's Cap.
Stop the cat.
one time, like, hey, I'm like actually really into you. And he was like, okay, then he caved and was like, yeah, I'm into you too.
So Amy told Daniel that she was into him. That was Cap. Then Daniel told Amy, well, I'm not into you. Totally Cap.
There was like a weird time where she was telling me, oh my God, I'm so into him.
Oh my God. Give me a break.
That one? Sure. We're seeing the same thing.
Oof. So you're saying basically that she basically lied about the domestic violence.
Yep.
The previous marriage and her death.
Wow.
Seems like the last guy, according to her ex, is just like really like a nice guy. Wouldn't hurt a fly. They went to high school together. Like has never had a history of hurting anyone ever.
Yeah.
You know, isn't it interesting that the men who routinely put their hands on these women, they almost never get the cops called on them. But then when a girl gets with a guy who actually treats them well, those are the guys they accuse. Ay. Now, these videos prove something else that I have said for years, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. This is law number 44 of the 49 laws of Sharp. Let's take a look and listen. Law 44. She is rarely true friends with another woman. She simply tolerates her between fights. Women have a natural disdain for one another because, well, they know one another. Familiarity breeds contempt, as the saying goes, and there is no better model than females who are, quote, friends. Now, this isn't to say that there aren't times they don't truly love each other as friends, because sometimes they really do. But it takes far less to disrupt and even destroy a friendship between two women than it takes to detonate a friendship between men. Women fight and argue over the pettiest things, but their fallouts are rarely a direct result of whatever it is in question. It is simply their inherent dislike of one another that magnifies even the most insignificant conflicts. Then, true to their fickle nature, they inevitably find their way back to each other only to break up again, then rekindle their friendship. Rinse and repeat. Ergo, the oft-used term frenemy to describe a woman's relationship with another woman. So this Lauren de Laguna chick had all of the goods on Amy. And I am told, get this, I am told that the reason they had this fallout in the first place is because Amy forgot Lauren's birthday. Her freaking birthday. Lauren has completely destroyed Amy's career and reputation because of something petty. Which proves again that women are never really friends with each other. Because if someone does what Lauren just did to Amy for the reason she did it, it means they were never friends to begin with. And guys, I'm not even gonna, I know you guys are gonna point this, I'm not even gonna get into the video of Amy and her loser husband Daniel actually defending Amy's ex, because this video is already way too long. But just jump on Twitter and you'll see how pathetic this dude really is. So I think it's pretty clear that Amy Dangerfield is another fake trad con artist cosplaying as a traditional housewife who's been exposed as nothing more than a red pill groupie. We see these all the time, guys. She's tried doing the pyramid scheme, that didn't work. So she decided to come to this community to get a foothold here. And to her credit, she did. She did. She's been on whatever podcast a couple of times. She's been on Fresh and Fit, PBD, Saucecast, and so forth. But her career is over now because we all know exactly who and what she is. And Daniel, he's the other loser in this situation because he married her despite Lauren de Laguna telling him that he shouldn't. Okay, and here's another element of this. I'm not sure if Patrick Bet-David was aware of their relationship because I just don't follow them like that. But Daniel was his best editor, okay? Amy's husband, Daniel, probably would have steered clear of this disaster if Patrick Bet-David were red pill aware. And guys, I want to make it clear, I have immense respect for Patrick Bet-David, and I admire all that he has accomplished. The man is worth almost $500 million. He's married, has a beautiful family. He's got it all. But PBD is aggressively ignorant when it comes to dating and relationships in 2026. He still thinks it's like it was back in the day. Okay? And I think that's a good thing for Patrick. His ignorance in these matters have left him free of the scars that guys like me bear from having figured out how to deal with modern women the hard way. He met his beautiful wife, Jennifer, and she appears to be the genuine article. Now, look, obviously nobody knows the future, but I think it's safe to say that Patrick and Jennifer are going to go the different distance. I'd be shocked if they didn't. But in my opinion, PBD's blissful yet aggressive ignorance about modern dating indirectly told Daniel that it was okay to marry Amy. I'm not sure how close they were in terms of friendship, but I'm sure they probably had conversations about women at some point or another. And when and if Daniel ever went to PBD and said, hey man, this girl Amy is into me and I want to marry her, should I go through with it? Patrick probably would have told him, do it. She's attractive and conservative and she wants a family. I mean, look at Jennifer and I. We tied the knot and it's the best decision we've ever made. Look at us. But Amy has turned out to be one of the worst kinds of women we have running around here in 2026. Again, I want to back it up. PBD has probably forgotten so much more about business and life than I have ever learned. But I can tell you this, I know that I know infinitely more about dating and relationships than he ever will. And unfortunately for one of his former employees, he is paying the price for his ignorance. If I'm Daniel, if you're watching, if I were you, I would immediately divorce Amy and I would go back to PBD and ask for my job. And Daniel, if you do get your job back with Valuetainment, here's a small piece of advice. When it comes to women, do not listen to Patrick Bet-David. Listen to Adam Sosnick. Thanks for watching.